Oh, all right. Hey, everyone. Thank you for joining us on this Thursday afternoon for me, morning for others, evening probably for some folks. But yeah, thanks for joining us. How's it going, Trevor? Thanks for joining me as well.
Yeah, it's going pretty well. Excited to do a little bit of web development on this
Oh yeah.
Thursday.
Oh yeah. Gotta love some web dev on a Thursday. Yeah.
hmm
Okay, very cool. So yeah, I guess for anyone who might be new actually and not been with us, we're building an app. So Launchpad is a little show we do on the stream where we build an app from start to finish. We're a pretty decent way along with it. I would go show you the UI, but we were in the middle of like making some changes when we stopped last time. So it's not fully working because we're it's work in progress. We're working on some code, but you can kind of see here. So the goal is you create job listings. You can list them, search them, track them, add contacts, kind of stuff like that. So we're building out this functionality. The platform is Gatsby, and then we're using serverless function inside of Netlify to host a GraphQL instance. We're using a uh, 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 Postgres database, and our database is from render.com. That's who's hosting our database. And then, yeah, I mean, it's Apollo in the middle, right? It's between the front end and the
hmm
back end. That about sums it up, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. So we've been building this app for a couple weeks now, a good little while, and we've gotten pretty far. You can't really see it from here, but as soon as we get this functionality of being able to add contacts, so where we left off was being able to add and remove contacts. We need to accommodate this on the back end, and that's kind of where we left off. So yeah, we're gonna pick it up from there and get going. Yeah. So
Sounds good.
yeah. Let's see. I guess if you're in the chat and you want to follow along, this repo is on GitHub. Like if you want to mess around with it or build it, let's copy this link. Um, yeah. Journey V2. Okay. So, yeah. All right. So we are ready to, I guess, let's dive back in. Let's take a look at where we were and let's see what we've got. Uh,
Right now we're getting a 500 from our GraphQL endpoint.
yes.
So I wonder what in the world is causing that.
What in the world is broken? Cannot create property hooks on string listing contacts. So something's wrong with our SQLi setup. So if you
I see.
remember, one of the last things that we did, if we come back into this DB file, is we did this relationship between listings and a contact. If I was a betting folk, and I am a betting folk, I would bet that this is our problem. Something in here is not quite jiving correctly, or we're not like listing it correctly. Like, did we change our query to include contacts and maybe because it's like the listing shouldn't be affected, right? Should we go look at the client and see what our query is? Like, or is this thing just not starting up?
Mm. No, I think that you're probably right. It's got likely got something to do with this. Like, let's just see if we remove this from the
Yeah,
app,
function belongs to many. Yeah, that's literally where it's saying the issue
and then
is.
we restart.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, let's do that.
Now, now the everything
200.
works.
Yep. So if we come back here,
So we're likely using
boom.
this wrong. And actually, I think I know exactly what we're doing wrong
No.
here. If you look at the belongs to many function signature on SQLize,
Yeah.
um, the second argument to this function is we're just passing in a string. What we actually need to be doing is passing in an object with the through option.
Ah.
And this is
Interesting.
telling the function what table to use as like the join table in this instance.
Got it.
So then if we restart the server again
I'm gonna
now,
let's
we
see.
should
Yeah.
hopefully, yeah,
Yeah, and
everything
now
is
it's
good to
working.
go. So that was the only thing we kind of did this change hastily before we turned off the stream last time. So
Yeah, that's where we
um,
ended. We never tested it.
yeah.
Was literally the last thing we did. Well, kind of. We like kind of roughed out the resolver, I believe. Um,
Hmm.
I could have swore. Yeah, yeah. Like, see, like we had this. So this is kind
Yep.
of where we left off. It was just pseudo coded. Hey, Thea, what's up? Thank you for joining us. Yeah, exactly. So it was just pseudo coded. So it was fixed. But like in reality, I think this will actually just work now.
Yeah, it should work. And I'm
TM.
excited to test this out.
Yeah, that's where we're
Let's try
at,
it.
right? Let's create a listing and let's try it out.
Yeah, we
Um,
could even like I'm just gonna try updating a listing that already
ooh,
exists because or wait, does this is only in the create listing part.
should we,
So yeah, we do have to create a listing
or do we just
to,
want to
to
go ahead and
test it.
do the work and update listing now?
Sure. Yeah, like we could probably just take this block of code,
Mm-hmm.
the if contacts input dot length,
Yeah.
and throw it down here. Of course, we need to cast this contacts as contacts input like that,
Yep. Yep. I'm
uh,
with you.
right? Oh, and my copy and paste didn't work because live code,
Uh, there we go.
VS Code live share rather. And that really, I think this pretty much does it. Now there's going to be some amount of like we're going to need to account for existing contacts,
Yep.
um,
I think
and
for
like
now.
editing existing contacts and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. This update one might be a little bit trickier, but like uh, I'm just gonna leave it to do account for existing contacts
Oh, I
being
like it. I'm not
edited, right?
following you anymore. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Because we have to account for that, but we can't even update a contact yet. So we'll punt on that, and then when we get to it, we'll just update in all the places that we need to accommodate.
Sure.
Okay, cool. So, I mean, I guess if we're gonna have this here, honestly, we should also have it in the other one. Oops, oops.
Um,
No.
oh, well, I was just thinking like if you're creating a new thing,
Uh huh. Your
I guess
contact
I
could
guess
be
we
the
need to think
same.
about
Yeah, this is
yeah,
what we discussed last stream. Like, I have a recruiter. They send me 4 job URLs. They're all from
right,
different companies, but my contact right now for those are the same person. Does it
right.
matter if we have duplicate entries?
If it doesn't matter that we have duplicate entries, then we don't need a through table.
Yeah. And so then my other question becomes, uh, do we see a feature in which maybe you would want to organize by contact? See all of your listings, like job listings that are from a particular contact. Are we
Right.
getting too deep in the woods? Should we just MVP ship it? I'm going to say we should start with the simplest because, like,
Hmm.
it's a small amount of repeated data, um, but it's a lot simpler from a code standpoint.
Yeah, but like, okay, let's think about this just a second. You know, in the form when you're selecting contacts that you want to add, if we give you a drop down of existing contacts that you've already added, right?
Yes.
And you select one of those,
Yes.
are you able to then edit that contact's name or notes after
Oh,
you've selected them to add to your thing? And
oof.
then
No.
if you edit
No.
their name
Yeah.
or notes,
There
you
should
know what
be
I
a
mean? Like,
separate view or modal or something to edit a contact, I think. Right? Like you should be able to add a contact or pick existing in a
okay.
create listing form. It's about the user experience. Like I mean, maybe you would want to edit the contact, change the note, but like that seems
Yeah.
less likely.
Okay, and then thinking about this some more, if you want to add existing contacts you've already created,
Yeah.
what's the appropriate um, like what's the appropriate UI tool for doing that? Do we have like an autocomplete field where you like start typing contacts names, or and then we populate like a drop down of existing options? Because it's not really, we can't really accomplish this using a select input, right?
We can't with a multi-select?
Oh, maybe. Yeah, true. We could do that with a multi-select.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, then
Yeah.
let's do that.
Yeah, you could do it with a multi-select or add new ones, and I think that that's fine. I don't think you
Yeah.
need to be able to edit them right now.
Okay.
You know, if that's a feature that our users want, they can do the give feedback form that we'll add later.
Okay, so then that kind of answers this question of
We do need to
basically anything, any of these like if
inputs.
contact inputs dot length, these
Those
are
are
always going to be new contacts.
Yep.
We'll have a separate field in our create or update
Existing
listing input.
contacts.
Yeah, existing contacts or something like that.
Ooh, yeah.
Okay, so we can
Yeah.
remove this too. The other thing that I would like to do, just because I'm
Please.
I'm you know, when I see
2 times.
duplicate code being used kind of verbatim across two things, it makes me I don't know, uneasy. So what I'll do instead is we can just take this logic, create a function called
junction,
create and add contacts.
I like it.
And it takes a listing and contacts input, I guess. And we're just going to create contacts and then return this promise. And because we're using await here, we have to make sure to mark this function as async.
Like it.
And now we can use this create and add contacts function in both these places. We'll just await this promise, pass in the listing. Pass in the listing and
contacts input.
The contacts input. Another thing that we could do in this instance is creating an instance method on the model. So over in our DB file, we could it would be imaginable that we something like, I think in here we might do like create and add contacts. Takes
and then it would be this. Yeah.
Input. Yeah, exactly. And so then we go take this function that we just wrote and replace this word listing with this, as you said.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think 26. Yeah, there we go. Boom. Okay, so now we can just say this create and add contacts, like, or listing dot. Can we can we make sure contacts is defined before, just because like before listing?
Well, we could definitely do that in this case, because contact is only used within the function invocation. It won't actually trip up anything, but yeah, we can do this now. Yeah, I guess we'll just do something like that.
Yeah, I don't know why. I just like things to be defined before they're referenced. Not like reference is going to be called, but like within the file. I don't like being surprised by things. Like if I come in there later and I see contact, I'm like, wait, where is this? And then I gotta scroll down. Yeah.
Just to play devil's advocate, there is the possibility of we could say like whatever, like do something with listing in here.
Oh man. Why'd you do this to me? But you're right. Then it wouldn't matter. What are you gonna do?
Then yeah, there's nothing you can do at that point. But yeah, I hear you. Okay. So this is just kind of a stab in the dark. I'm not totally sure if that's
how you do instance methods. Yeah, I don't remember how you do it. I think you might have to put them on a property. Like I can't remember though.
Let's try this. Listing, create and add contacts, pass in the contacts input. And actually, now that we're the whole reason why we created this, casted the contacts as contacts input, was because we had
We were
this
calling
constant
contacts.
called
Yeah.
contacts. Um, and now that that's not the case anymore, we could
Just do
remove this
contacts.
input and just destructure it as contacts like that.
I I like it. Let's do it.
Cool. So we'll do the same thing down here. We'll just call listing dot create and add contacts. For some reason, I was able to copy and paste that time, and
Huh?
VS Code didn't have a problem with it. All right. Um, cool. Well, let's test it out and see if this works.
Yeah, I like it. All right, so now we should be able to do this from the edit as well. We don't even need to create a new one. I'm going to
Yeah,
do it from the
exactly.
senior product manager. Update
Okay.
listing.
Let's check this.
So contact name, Trevor Blades. He's a cool cat. All right. Save changes. Network error. Unexpected token nothing in JSON at position 0.
Okay.
Let me see.
Let's see what the error is then.
Yeah, the network error. Oh, you darn it. I didn't have this open. So, oh, wait. Console will have it anyway. Where are you, console tab? Source 500. I guess I got to go to VS Code
Mm-hmm.
and look at that error. And it says unexpected token curly bracket.
Oh, I see. Curly brace, eh? Hmm.
Yeah, but it wasn't
Where
until the call,
which
though.
file did which file is that happening in?
Hang on. Well, the weird thing is that it was an unexpected token that came from like the call, like the server. I think is running. I'm gonna restart and see if that. Oh, I need to update and nullify CLI. But anyway, I'm gonna restart the server and
Sure.
see if it's like just when the request comes in or if it's broken.
Okay. Extending model.
Okay. I mean, yeah. So it's up and running. So it just seems to be when you make the request,
So
which
what?
is
Where is the does the error say where the missing curly brace is, or
no.
what
So
file it's in?
let me try again. Okay, so we got our network error. Error message. Oh. It looks like serve tokens. Or serve tokens. Unexpected token, but it doesn't say the serve functions JS. It's like inside the utils of the Netlify CLI. I think it's something about our return response.
Hmm. Hmm.
So if we scroll down, we should see if we get past this.
Here's a test. I'm just restarting the page to see if the whole thing is broken. Like, do we get? Oh, I'm not getting. Oh, yeah. Okay, so there's something wrong in our entire app. It has nothing to do with the response.
Oh,
It likely has to do. Maybe there's like we're missing something in here. But if you refresh the page, you'll see that our like
yeah. Well,
listing of
I'm restarting the server because you refreshed after I hit the error, so I imagine that
Oh,
that would, in fact, uh, still cause you to hit that. But I want to see if on a
I
fresh
see.
run, if that actually. So we're running now. So now let's refresh and see if we get errors. Yeah,
Okay.
universe is broken. Yeah, so it's something underlying.
Right. Okay. I think I know. I think I see what it is. If you go back to the DB file,
Oh,
um,
await outside of async, eh?
that's it.
Boom.
Okay. Cool.
Let's try
So
this
now
again.
if we refresh, let's
Well, I think I
see.
have to restart
Maybe.
the server.
Mm, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, let me try. We'll find out right now. That's for sure.
Yeah.
All right, we're running. We've ran. We're refreshing, and it's still broken.
Okay. So what if we comment this
Whole function out.
instance method out?
And yeah, let's try. Oops, I gotta restart it again.
You sure? It
Oh,
doesn't
maybe not. Let's find out.
unexpected tokens still.
Yeah. Where else could that be coming from within our functions? So we have that commented out. I'm
Hmm.
not seeing any like errors, linting errors. Oh wait, there's an error I think in GraphQL.js somewhere. Line 6? Oh no, that's not right. Oh, it's down here. Oh, oh, shit. Look at the
What is
bottom
it?
of the file. Look at line 151.
Oh
Oh,
my
and
God.
I mean, shoot, shoot.
That
Uh,
is
that'll
really
break it.
screwed up. Yeah, yeah. This is VS Code Live Share. Yeah, that there you go. That's the culprit. That is classic VS Code Live Share.
Yeah. All right. So if
So
we
now I
come
should also
back,
be able to uncomment that. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
let's
Oh,
do that.
sorry. Yeah.
No, go for it.
Yep. All right. So yeah. So there we go. So let's go back, and we should be running, running, and running, running, and running, running. Hey. All right. So director
Okay.
of customer success. Let's update. I'm just gonna do test. Test
Hmm.
this out. Save changes. Response not successful, but progress.
What is
Status
it? Do we
code
get 400?
400.
All right. Let's see what it's complaining about there. I think I know what it might be. So we added this capability of updating contacts, but
Mm-hmm,
our
mm-hmm.
update listing input doesn't, and in our create listing input for that matter, neither of them support this contacts uh, input type.
Oh, oh, right. We never added that to the front end, right? Like it's just we
Hmm.
have it in the form, but we never updated the. Like we're not sending these contacts to the server yet, are we?
I don't know if we're. I think this that the error would indicate that we are sending them to the server, but the server doesn't recognize
Oh, we
contacts
never
as a
changed
valid part of the
the
listing
input.
input. Yeah.
Got it.
So it would be like contacts,
And it's
uh,
an array of
array of
objects.
contact input,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Um,
So we
because we can't use this contact type
no.
because it doesn't have an ID.
Yeah.
So we'll say input contact input name string notes string. Um,
I mean, I guess it
shouldn't
could be optional.
yeah. It's never going to be null though, right? Same thing
Uh,
goes for this. Like
I
is
guess no.
notes
Yeah.
Notes is just going to be an empty string if it's
Yep.
nothing.
Yep.
We can say that.
Okay. I'm down with that. All right, let's try it again.
All right.
Save
And I'm
changes.
just double checking
Oh,
list form.
oh, so close.
What's it saying?
It is saying response 400.
Okay.
But it doesn't say why.
Like in your network tab, you should be able
That's
to
where I'm
see.
going now. Yeah,
Oh,
might be. Errors. Variable input got invalid value ID 5 title director of customer success description URL. What?
let's
Notes.
see.
Contacts is empty. Company ID is not defined by type update listing input. Oh, because we're just sending the whole thing back. We're sending ID, and ID is not a valid parameter, but the contacts aren't in there either.
ID should be a valid parameter for update listing input.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Let's see. Company ID.
Company
is
ID
not.
is not defined. Yes.
Okay. I'll add that in there then. Company ID is, yeah.
But in theory, that means our test is probably there because it would have made it past the adding of that, but not to the update of the actual listing. Does that make sense?
Oh well, say it again.
The contact is now added to that listing, but the listing never got updated. It failed on the listing update, which means it made it past the contact creation. So if we add contacts to our query, it should be there already, even though it failed technically.
I think that well, in this case, that GraphQL error would mean
it's going to reject it from the
it doesn't
beginning.
even get to the resolver in this case.
Yeah, you're right.
Because
Right.
our input is a mismatch.
Yep.
But so I added company ID to the update listing input. However, now I get a different error that says, oh, wait a minute. Yeah, invalid input syntax for integer. Select a company. And so what's happening is we send as a variable company ID.
Let me follow you. Boop.
Sure.
Okay. Cool.
I'm looking at my
right.
Chrome inspector right now, but essentially the idea is that over here in the listing form, we say, if there's a new company, set the new company value
Otherwise,
I guess this applies to
when we create a new
update as well.
Yeah.
Like you can be creating a new company or selecting a company ID either way. But anyway, back in the listing form, otherwise, if new company is not selected, and if company ID value is truthy,
which is always going to have a value,
set company ID to company ID value. And the problem is that where is our company form? Our company
should be lower, right below contacts.
Create or select.
Oh, there we go.
So that's up here. Create or select company, and so in here we have this first option, select a company, and because we don't give it a value, it takes the children as the value. So if we just change this value to an empty string.
That should be falsy.
Exactly. So it won't trip this part here. So now
Okay.
if I go back and I try to save that same thing again, hopefully, yeah, it all went through. And so
It
now
did?
this,
Cool.
I just made a I just made a change that actually that went through, and senior product manager now has a contact, even though you wouldn't know it because we don't render it
Right.
anywhere in the UI. So maybe we can
Yay! Oh, I forgot
do
the
that.
toast was there. That's so nice. The
Yeah,
toast.
it's pretty slick.
Yeah, you like that? You like that, everyone? Cool.
So maybe
All right.
we can do that next. Like let's start to render these associated contacts
Yes.
on the listing.
On the page. I like it. Should we do like company dash and then put like the contact for now to save space? Like, you
Sure,
know?
yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Just to remember though, there's the possibility of having multiple contacts.
Hmm. Interesting. Interesting indeed. Um, I think for now we could comma separate list their names,
Yeah, sure.
right?
Yeah, that sounds
YOLO.
good.
YOLO. Okay. So then what we'll do. Oh
I'll
yeah, I
follow
guess.
you.
All right, cool. Yeah. Let's do it. Listings. So we're in listings. The first thing I'm gonna do is we're gonna go to get listings. We'll go to utils. Oh, unable to open. Well, that's not good. Well, don't create it. Okay. I guess source utils. Where is it? Did we move it or something?
No,
Hey.
it should be there. Nice. There we go.
Yeah. All right. So here's a listing fragment. See, we have got company, but now we need contacts. And for now, well, you know what? I'm gonna get name and notes because we'll need notes
Hmm.
eventually. And I think I have a trick for notes that we can use. That would be, it's not very mobile friendly. Never mind. All right. So that's good.
I
So
would
let's
also
go.
just grab their ID as well, so that you can use as a
Oh,
key
good call.
when
We
you're
will need
rendering
that.
the array in React.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for that. Okay, but the universe is broken. Oh, I bet we have to update the whole query. Um, uh,
Do
what do
we
we have
have
going on? Yeah,
contacts on the listing schema?
that's what I'm wondering.
Hmm.
Well, yeah, if we're updating a listing, yeah, we have contacts.
Yeah, we do. Okay.
Yeah.
Do we have
Resolvers?
that
Do we have
resolver?
that? Yeah, that's a good question. So, contact, where's our contact type? Or
I guess
listing type?
we don't have
We
any.
don't.
Oh,
Oh,
wait, no, we
listing.
we're at the top there. Yeah,
We have company, but we don't have contacts.
got it.
And then this will have the listing somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's right. And then we'll say listing, get contacts.
Yep.
Well, that was easy. Let's see if that works.
All right.
Give me my contacts. Relation contacts does not exist. Hmm. Get,
Hmm.
what did we call it? We called it, what did we call that through table?
Listing contacts, but this should still.
Let's just try it.
Yeah, sure. Hmm.
Nope. What's weird is contacts was a function though. It just said there was no relationship.
Right.
Oh, but that's the magic like function thing where it like will take the name and do it. So I think if you did get anything, like it would work.
Yeah. This should work with belongs to many. I'm just reading in Sequelize.
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
Belongs to many. Because we are using the add contacts on the listing, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Um, so I'm wondering why get contacts wouldn't also work.
Maybe it has
Let's see.
something to do when we're doing our bulk create that we're not creating the um
Well,
like the
it's saying that
relationship. Because when we create the contacts, we don't put a listing ID.
but that's what the this add contacts function on listing. It does that. The error that we're
Oh,
getting,
right.
relation does not exist, is suspicious because
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
it's actually like it's saying that the relation contact doesn't exist.
Yeah, which is weird.
If only we could look at our
Database.
database, yeah,
Um,
that would be
hmm.
nice. Hmm.
There must be an app for that, right?
Well, if we can, maybe this is worth doing right now. So if you open up Render, you can get like a little PSQL connect string, hopefully.
Yeah, that's what we're using. Um,
Hmm. Oh yeah, true. So actually, you could just go. I can't see it because I don't see the end file because it's
but
just
I could.
on your machine. But you can actually probably reach into that that the database connection string and
Uh
just um,
huh.
run the
Okay.
PSQL command from your terminal with the connection string following it,
Whew.
and
Okay. All right.
that should work.
I don't know the PSQ. I gave you. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna let you type. First, I'm gonna go copy the M key
I
to my keyboard
Oh yeah,
because we
like
don't want to
if
share that, right? I guess it
okay,
doesn't matter. I
yeah.
guess it don't matter. Hey, don't go in there mess with this database. I'll have to go change the key, and I really don't want to. There. All right. That's good enough. Okay, so
But yeah,
boom. Oops.
if you just type in yeah PSQL and then the connection
We
string
don't have
after
an
it.
M file. I think it's like straight up in
Oh
Netlify.
yeah, in Netlify, right. Okay,
Okay,
that's
hang
fine.
on. Yeah,
We
it
can
doesn't
go
matter.
do
I'm
that.
still gonna go there. Yeah, I think I had. Um, all right. Well, at that point, I might as well just get it from here. Yeah.
Sure.
PSQL command, copy. Got it. All right.
Awesome.
Now what do I do? PSQL. No.
PSQL and then paste that
Okay.
and then enter.
Oh no.
Oh, right. So you need to, well, the easiest thing to do would actually just be to install postgres.app. If you go to postgres.app in your browser, you can you can find that.
Whew. Downloads. Here we go. This one, latest release.
Yep.
22 seconds. This is when I need like a elevator music song. Do,
Yes, a
do,
22-second
do.
long one.
Yeah, or one that just loops, and then it doesn't matter how many seconds it
True.
is.
It reminds me of the idea of like specialized length music reminds me of an Ali G interview where he's interviewing like some like high up economist or something about money and like why is it that we don't have like a 15.38 bill and a $103.78 bill and a $2.40 bill and and the guy was just like dude, like that means that you'd have to like to take around
The
so much stuff with
number,
you. Like
yeah.
no, like if I go to the store and the teller is like that'll be $3.33, I just
This
pull
should
out
be a
my
bill.
$3.33 bill, easy, no change.
Yeah, it's exactly like that.
It's easy.
So Salazar asked, oh, these questions aren't annoying. I like these questions. Have we ever used type ORM, and what are our thoughts on it compared to SQLize? I'll start with I've never used type ORM, so I don't really know what the difference is. I've used SQLize and a few other ones, but yeah, I'm always like willing to try new database clients. Actually, Prisma is on my list of ones to try because technically that's like an ORM for your database now.
Mhm. I've never tried TypeORM either.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Um, I would love to know, Salazar, if you've used it, um, and what are your thoughts on it compared to SQLize? Let's see. Okay, so I think I have this app installed. Let me try to open this thing up. Postgres.app. Open. Ooh, so now I can connect to a server.
Yeah, well, most importantly, it installs PSQL on your machine,
Oh,
or it should. Let me see.
but is this like a
Uh,
GUI for Postgres?
yeah, exactly. So if you click on initialize there, let's see.
Whoa. What is Kurt Kemple?
That's just like
Oh,
your
that's
your
like,
root user.
oh, yeah, got it.
Okay, so now back in your terminal,
Okay.
let's see
My question is,
which
can't we just like
PSQL.
add the settings here and like connect to this? Oh, that's internal. I wish we could just use this external connection string and have a UI.
You could do that with Postico.
I don't
That's
know what
another
Postico is.
another tool that's very handy when you're dealing with Postgres databases.
All right. Well, first
Um,
let's try this and we'll see how that goes.
yeah, sounds good.
What?
So
Oh, new
you
terminal.
need to open up a new terminal.
This is garbage. All right, new terminal. Live share. Let me share it with you. Make read write. Still gonna run the last command. Still not found. So I give up.
Okay, so what that tells me is that the
I'm also
um,
not using. I'm using like ZSH. I don't know if that matters
right,
for like.
yeah. So if we like cat zs
Bro, we're using so much
rc.
data. Look at this. 12% of our 1 gig already.
Jeez.
I know. How many listings? We have like 2 listings. The protector is back. Thanks, Netflix.
Okay, so let's see. Postgres.app. How do you get these things running? Um,
Postico. I've had enough of this. Modern Postgres client. Download.
configure your path. So this is the important part. We have to configure your path to use the
Nope.
included command line tools.
Nope.
So um,
Applications. There you go. Postico. Open. Cool. Database. How do I do this with a string?
Well, we're gonna have to do it because your database tab in Render actually has all of these things like the host, the user, the password, all that stuff.
Yeah, but I thought this was for like internal connections. I guess not. This is an internal connection string, but this is just
Hmm.
the stuff. Okay. But wait, host name? What does this mean? How does it know where to find this? Like, there's no
Mm,
URL. There's no URL.
yeah, yeah, you're right. Okay, let's just keep charging forward with PSQL because that's
Yeah,
like
that's
the
fine. Yeah.
easiest way. Right now, you have to go back to Postgres.app
Oh,
in your browser.
you. Okay, I'm done. I'm sorry. I was just hoping that it would be like use URL instead. That's so
Hmm.
stupid. Okay. All right. All right. What are we doing?
Head back to Postgres.app in your browser.
Oh, okay. Postgres.app. Oh, in the browser. Go back to that website.
Yep,
Sorry. Okay, cool. Um. Okay. Oh, and then do this stuff. Configure your path
exactly.
to use
So you
the
can just copy
include.
that command that they put there.
Oh, and I could just paste this right into the terminal.
Yep.
Okay, thank
So
gosh.
that's the crucial step. It's no surprise that it didn't work because we only did two
Oh,
of
did
the
you
three
already do
steps.
this? No. I see what you did. You
I just
catted
I
my
just yeah.
ZSH. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I am not using Robbie Russell. Why does it say that? I'm using Spaceship.
Oh.
Oh, I think because I have like a custom whatever. Oh, here we go. There it is. All right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Let's see.
fuck. Cool.
Okay,
Cool.
so now if you do like which PSQL,
Still not found. Let's. How do you reload? What
you
is
can
it?
go source
That's it.
ZSHRC.
That's it. That's the way. Uh huh. Ooh, shoot. My bad. Okay. Now what? New terminal, whole new window, close out everything, quit the stream.
Yeah, sure. Why don't we do a new terminal window? Let's see if it shouldn't do anything because we did source.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, but it did do something because
no
it's
way.
there now. Yeah, that's
Okay,
annoying.
that's really good
It
to
must
know.
be like it could be like a VS Code specific thing, you know?
Sure.
So let me turn this read write, make read write, and then let's run that command again. Ha! Ah! What?
Okay, well, go if you go back to render,
Go back to render.
and they at the very bottom there's a copyable PSQL command.
Yeah, that's what I got. That's what I
Oh,
did. So copy that. I'm just gonna run it then.
yeah.
Yeah, but there's no PSQ. Oh, it's after it. See that?
Mm-hmm.
It's putting the password variable, then calling PSQL in
Yes. Yeah.
it. Oh,
All right. So now we're in PSQL, which is the command line interface for interacting with Postgres. A few little like helpful things to know is \d. It always like it describes things for you.
oh,
So in
okay.
\d at just like the root level will give you a list of all of the relations.
Uh
Remember
huh.
how we were getting the error relation
Yeah, there's no contacts
contrast?
in
It
here.
doesn't exist. Yeah. So
We never created the table. We never ran sync.
never called sync. So that would be the reason
Oh.
why. And if you want to, while we're here, the other thing to know about D is like you can call D with no arguments to describe everything that you have available to you. You can
Yeah.
also call D, and if I say D companies, it'll give me input, or like it'll give me some description of the company's table.
Okay.
So that's really useful. And then within here, you can run queries like select star from companies. Uh-oh.
Oh,
My
did it take
typing.
away your?
Oh, there
Your
we
s-
go.
okay, that was weird. Cool.
So you can run SQL queries in here, and this is helpful just for debugging, uh, you know, database stuff. But
Yeah.
now we know we need to run SQLize
Sync,
sync.
which is gonna
Exactly.
get rid of all of our stuff, right?
Well, it will if we call sync with the force option.
But we shouldn't,
Um,
right?
yeah, we should just be able to call sync with no options, and everything
How
should
do I
work just
quit
fine.
this? Control C.
Uh, /Q.
Cool. At least it's not Vim. We would have been there forever.
I got my.
Salazar.
Oh wait, there we go. I'm back. So yeah, what we did, what we've been doing in the past is like taking advantage of our. I guess doesn't really matter. This doesn't matter anymore. We can just call sync within the DB, huh? Have we been doing that too?
What are we doing?
We just call SQLize sync like
In
down
DB.
here at
That's
the
what we
bottom.
were doing, and I think we deleted it.
Let's
Um,
just.
because we were doing force, and then so yeah, run that. We'll save it. All right, cool. So now we should. Yep. So it's reloading.
Hmm.
So now we should be able to save them. So Salazar was saying that Type RM has like some cool model generator stuff, which is really helpful. And yeah, I agree. Like this is a very simple use case. We're dealing with like maximum 5 properties, but yeah, sometimes defining models can be very uh, tedious, right? I think that's even the word you
Hmm.
used in there. Yeah, tedious. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so we've got this. It's up and running. Let's go try and add a contact again.
Well, let's
Yeah.
just let's see if we can get our contacts
Oh,
to load, and they do.
yeah.
Nice. So let's
Yeah.
just see if we can render out these contacts.
Oh, we don't have any contacts
Oh yeah, you're
because
right.
the table was just made. There's no way we have contacts.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Of
All
course,
right,
of
so I'm
course.
gonna update the listings for director, and I'm gonna add a
Okay.
contact. I'm gonna add you, and then we'll add 2 contacts to the next one, and then we'll have a single contact and multiple contacts to work with.
Hmm.
Let's see. I'm gonna put your phone number 8675. Wait, how does it go? 8675 309 309. Hey,
Yeah.
thank you for the follow. I don't know who that was. I didn't get to it fast enough. All right. So that's your phone number now. Let's save these changes.
Cool.
Now that worked, I believe. Um, let's update this listing. I will also be available at 8675 309.
What is that a reference to?
8675 309. Is that like old song? Do you know what I'm
I
talking about?
don't. No, I don't know that one.
Oh my goodness.
Too
Eight
bad for
six
me,
seven
right?
five 309. Oh, it's got to be a meme. Tommy Two Tone. 8675
Oh,
309. Jenny, I've got your number. I need to make you mine. Yeah. Don't make me do it. I'll play it. Do I have Chrome set up in here? Oh, they'll probably like take it down.
don't
Be
get
like,
DMCA'd.
yeah, I want to. Yeah, yeah. But here, I'm gonna get the link. I'm gonna copy the link for everyone at home to go enjoy. Have fun with this little piece of history there. Okay. But yeah, this was even like a little bit before my time. But you can see the phone number that is written down is 8675 309. So that's now our phone
I
number
see.
on here. All right. Kurt Kemple. Who else should I add in here? Let's add Khalil.
Okay.
And then he will also be 8675 309. We're all in the same phone plan because we're saving money.
Family plan, yo.
Yeah. All right, so that was updated. So now, and our query's not breaking from the client, which includes the contacts. Now, if I go to utils, I got too many files open. Yeah, so contacts, that query is working. We could probably go look at the data, but instead, let's just render them. So I'm going to go back to listings. And so then, okay, so here we have, but we're doing the company like in this conditional thing because there might not be a company. So I'm not going to do my original plan, and we'll list the contacts below. Does that make
Okay.
sense?
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna do, I'll do a flex as a UL, so that we can get like them just across in a straight line. And then is that good?
Yeah, totally.
We'll close that flex. We should really only be doing this if there is contacts.
True.
And then you have to cast it as a boolean because otherwise it prints 0.
Yeah. Another option there would just be to say like
Null
length
otherwise,
greater
like ternary. Oh yeah,
or yeah, you could do a ternary. You could also say length greater
greater
than
than
0.
0. Yeah, I don't mind casting it to a boolean unless you prefer the other way, if that
No, I think
feels
that's fine.
unclear. Um,
Another option. It's nice that we can both edit at the same time, but another option for casting to a boolean is um, like explicitly casting to a boolean like this rather than using like
yeah, that is
the
true.
double negative syntax.
Yeah, I guess I don't know why I always use double negative. I'm just used to it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm down for whatever, you know? Pretty easy going when it comes to stuff like that. So we've got our LI, we've got our contact. What are we gonna do here? What are we gonna put inside of it and say about them? Well, it's like their name and their notes. For now, let's just do the name, right?
Yeah,
Let's just
sounds
get it
good.
rendered. Error. Assignment or function call instead solve expression. What did I break already? Line 67. Oh, what did I do? Oh, I know what I did. This should not be, this should be parentheses. Right? Ugh. Yeah? No? Now there's a problem here. Or no, this is it. Right? And then this is going to get 1, 2, 3. Save. Success. UI. Oof. But it worked. It's ugly, but it worked. Okay.
Lovely.
Wait. I don't see you here for director, and I could have swore I added you.
Yeah. I think that it might have just been like a race condition or something. Like the database wasn't I don't know,
Yeah.
something.
Let's try again, just to be sure.
Yep. I'm pretty sure it will work.
I mean, I would too if it worked for the other one, right? It should work for you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But it didn't update here, which is a whole nother can of worms.
Yeah, and I'm looking at PSQL in our VS Code editor, and I'm running select star from contacts, and there's only those two rows, Kurt and Khalil.
Even now, did you just run it again? Because I just added it again.
Yeah, just ran it again.
That
That's
means when
very
there's only
spooky, huh?
one, something's going on, where when there's only one, it's not working, but it works with multiple. Why? Why
Mm,
would that be?
right. Why would that be?
Right? Like I bet you if I do 2 here it'll work.
Yeah, let's try that. That's a really good hypothesis.
Save changes. Test and test 2. Yeah, it's only when there's one contact. So, I
Ah,
think I
okay.
don't know if Theo
So
is still around, but I think the takeaway here is we should be using TypeScript.
I have a feeling that it might have to do with bulk create. We're using bulk create in with sequelize, but passing it an array of one, I think it should still
Work.
work, right?
I would think so. You would hope
I would as
so.
well. Hmm. All right, maybe we can start console logging some things that
Yeah. Where should we
that might help.
start?
Also, uh, uh, um, let's see. So first thing we can try console logging. Well, actually, let me
I'm gonna
try
follow
something
you.
here. Okay. What I'm actually doing is just in my browser. I'm with my network tab open.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to try creating a single or make updating
Ooh.
a listing with a single contact, and then looking at the variables, making sure that the variables are sending contacts. And this seems to be the point of failure. If I try adding a single contact,
Yes.
and you look at the variable, the input variable,
Uh-huh.
contacts is an empty array.
Ooh.
So what that's telling me is that the issue is stemming from somewhere in here.
Yes.
So let's try logging contact names up here and see what we get.
I like it.
See what we get in our console when we say update listing, test, test. And because there is only one contact name field, it doesn't treat it as a radio group the way that it does when there's multiple.
Um,
So uh, what we can do, we want to make it so that um, let's see. We want to treat this as um, an array if contact name, if there's more than one contact name, and then if there's only one, we put it within an array. So what we can do is something like this. We'll say we'll console log instance of contact names, or sorry, type of contact names. There we go. And now when I try running my update query, or yeah, update again with one, we'll see what that looks like. It's an object. I'm actually now I'm expecting it to be
an array.
an object,
An object. Yeah.
but let's see. Let's see. Yeah, it's an object again. What we want to know is, let me just console log all of contact names again. this is
Hmm?
this is
This is prime
this is fun.
debugging right here. This is
Fun stuff, yeah.
yeah.
So
Welcome
when
to
we
app
add more
building.
than one contact names is a radio node list. So what I'm going to check for is, now we're going to try console logging contact names, instance of radio node list. Is that
A real thing.
legit? I can just do that. Let's try that.
I don't know.
Let's see. So I'm going to add more than one contact. I'm hoping that this is going to be true, and it is. And then just to double check, if I add a single contact, I'm expecting it to be false, which it also is. So we can use this as like a way to like write a ternary based on whether or not um, yeah, whether or not contact names is
An
a list
instance.
of contact
Yeah.
or a single one. So
Okay.
we can do something like this.
That's a
Uh,
really weird behavior.
yeah.
No, I think it just feels like a weird behavior to me.
Hmm.
Like I would expect whether like just because we're using like this syntax that's kind of saying, "Hey, we expect this to be a list of these things." It
Yeah.
would
But then when it encounters a single input with that contact name, it's forced like the JavaScript engine is basically forced with a decision.
yeah.
It's like, do we assume that they meant for this to be a list, or is this just the name that they wanted for
Yeah.
their thing and it happens to have
Oh,
square braces?
that's true.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, but yeah. So really, what we're gonna be looking at here is like um, so it's gonna look like this. If contact names is truthy, and some we can if we hate this we can back out and think of other ways to write it, but uh, really we can have this like nested ternary thing which people might balk at, but let's just get this written out first. uh,
Yeah. Just make it work and
just
then we'll
get
make it
get
right.
yeah, try to express this. Okay, so here's another thought. Right now we're saying array from and then passing in either a radio node list
Mhm.
or an array of contact names or an empty array.
Jeez.
But out of these three options, only one of these needs to get array from. So really what we could do is say something like this. Contacts equals this. Oops.
Yeah, yeah.
Just wrap this in array from.
Cuz that's the first option, right? If it's a
Yeah.
node list.
If it's a node
We
list,
got
then we'd
double
wrap it in array from.
ternary, double ternary.
Otherwise, we just throw the individual input into an array, and then the final option is just an empty array.
Right.
And then finally, in here, we can say the contacts that we feed to the input is contacts mapped over, and we just grab
The name and yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think so.
This is actually input. There we go. That makes more sense.
Yeah.
Input value, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I see why it was called name. Is because it's this is contact names. Yeah. Oh man. Maybe we'll call this contact name. There we go.
Woof.
Okay, now this is also tricky because here contact notes
It's gonna have the same
if
problem.
it's going to have the same problem.
Oof. This is getting squirrely
Okay.
fast.
It's okay. It's okay. I
Yeah.
think we can find a way out of this. It's not an issue.
Yep.
Um, here's what we can do. Really, we only actually need to map over these things um, if we're working with a node list, right?
Mm-hmm,
We can treat this a little bit differently if we're only working with a single input. So really, what we can do is say something like this. We're going to map over these things, and then if contact names is a radio node list, we can assume that contact nodes is also a radio node list.
Yes, that is safe.
Okay, so then in this case, we'll just have a single object where
Because we
the
know what
name
it
is
is.
contact value, and the notes is contact
Yeah.
notes.
And I
value,
like this
like
better because now contacts that gets returned to the input is just the like it's always the same value. Like it's either an empty array or an array of objects that is always the output. So now my next question is like things like this. Like, do we want to move this out to a function instead of just like right here? And then maybe instead of double ternary, we could like figure out what's the best way to do that. Like maybe a switch case or something like that might
Yeah,
be.
sure. We could. Yeah, if we wanted to move this out to a function,
I mean, we
we
could
could
just
do
leave
that
it. I
like
don't care.
this.
Yeah.
No, I like that. Let's do this. Let's say um, get contacts. That we can maybe think of a better name if we want, but it'll take contact names and contact notes.
Yeah, I'm
Oop,
cool with that.
notes and function get contacts names notes. If we just put in what we have right now, it'll look something like this. Or if we'd say if we can structure it like this. If names is falsy, we can return an empty array.
Boom, because that
Then
takes care of the one ternary right there.
otherwise, yeah, we just say names, notes.
Done. It's a little better. One ternary, early
Yeah,
return. I'm all for it.
cool. And
It might
then
be slightly more legible, you know?
yeah,
Yeah. All right. Cool. 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 Cool.
sweet. Let's try it and see if this works with a single
Right.
individual contact.
To the browser.
Whew.
Oh wait. Oops. I already have a test. You'll be test 3.
Okay.
Test 3. Save changes. Whoa. All the other ones are there too. Test. 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 Test 3.
And test 3 is in there now. That's
Yeah.
great.
That's interesting. What are all those other tests?
Oh, those were ones that I was running on my end. Like when I was
Ah.
making when I was testing to see what the radio like see what the instance of these different
Yeah.
contact names were.
Okay. So now hear me out on this.
Okay.
We've got our contacts in there. We've got
Mm-hmm.
two things. Number one, I feel like let's focus on being able to remove contacts and the appearance of them here from a
Okay.
listing. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because this looks terrible and it's driving me nuts.
Yeah, sounds good.
All
So
right.
we'll need to add. I guess we can just add like a multi-select that would
Yeah.
allow us to deselect existing contacts. So just to reiterate,
Ooh.
like our multi-select would render within it all of the contacts available to
Yeah.
a person. All the contacts that you have added, and then we'll just depict the ones that are already associated with the listing as selected.
I like
Does that
that.
sound
Okay.
good?
Yeah, but here's the thing. It's so funny because I was like in a totally different place than you were. I was thinking we could make the names like little badges, and then they could have an X next to them to get rid of them. And then if you clicked on it, that would open up the modal with their notes that you could then like edit.
Oh wait, so uh,
Or maybe there's no close button, but I think it's twofold. Yes, we need a way to update contacts when we update a listing in the form. And there, yes, we need the multi-select. But I was thinking for the UI, like to visualize them, we could have them be like little badges that you could click and it would pop up almost like a
oh
contact
yeah, yeah,
card. And then you could adjust the notes or delete the contact from right there.
yeah,
Um,
sounds good.
yeah?
Yeah, let's do that.
Which do you want to tackle first? The multi-select on the existing form or updating the UI and adding like a contact card modal type thing?
Yeah, let's update the UI so we change these things to badges.
Yeah.
And maybe on each badge we have like a little X button, and then that can be our remove. Um, that can
Yeah.
be our like remove interaction.
Yeah. Or yeah, let's start with that. And then I feel like the whole badge could be like a button that would pop up the contact card. Because like right now you can't get to the phone number or the notes or anything like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Cool. So this is going to take us back to listings. And so the first thing is like right now we have this LI. Let's turn this into a badge, which I believe Chakra already supports, right?
So they have a component called badge, but badge in like the chakra
It's like a
sense is
notification.
kind of, yeah, it's like a little like you'd put it next to like an item that's on sale, for example, saying
Yeah,
sale.
yeah, yeah.
um, I'm
Yeah, I
just
don't think
looking
this is
through.
quite.
I think the thing that we want maybe is, wait a minute, is a component called tag. If you go down to here,
Yeah, I'm
I'll
on it.
throw a link in the chat here. This is
Yep,
what we're looking
this
at
is what I feel like we
with
want.
close button.
Yep,
So some
cool. Yeah,
might do the trick for us.
yeah. That's perfect. Okay,
Yeah, there's a
cool.
tag label component, a tag close button component, and a tag.
I'm just gonna copy for now.
Mm-hmm.
Go back over here, and I'll just put it below our LI. Jeez, y'all. So our key. Uh, oh wait, oops, I got rid of the size. I don't know. We'll just leave it for now. We'll go with the. Oh, jeez, I didn't realize I copied the whole thing. All right, so we'll do that. Rounded full, cool, color variant, purple. Um, Tag label, contact dot name.
Mm-hmm.
Tag close button, which right now doesn't need to do anything. Get rid of this line. Save that. Oh, yeah, they're not imported. Oops. How come tag is not showing? Oh, whatever, I'll just do it. Tag label, tag close button. Cool.
Awesome.
Oops. Let's go take a look. Ooh. All right. I'm noticing something else. We want just a little bit of space between them. We also want some wrap up on there because like it's just going to keep pushing over because right now we have no flex wrap. And I think this would be a good place for a stack component instead of
Mm-hmm.
the flex. Isn't there a way to do horizontal stacks if I'm correct?
Yeah, definitely. You can just apply the is inline prop to
Okay.
stack.
So I'm going to add stack in here since I'm already at the top. Shoom, we're going to shoot down to the bottom, and then instead of flex, we're going to say stack as you will, and then just is in line. Got it.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's try that. Oh, that broke everything.
Let's try again.
There we go. Cool. But will they wrap is the question.
Well, let's see.
I mean, we could add a bunch more.
They will not wrap. Well, they're not wrapping right now.
Like if you close the window.
Yeah, if you just make the window smaller. Let's just check out stack and see if there's a.
I'm gonna just try it.
There's a should wrap children prop.
Should wrap children.
Actually no, that's actually not. That's not gonna work. And never mind.
I'm just gonna do flex wrap on it. It
Okay.
says it's a valid prop.
Sounds good.
Flex wrap equals wrap. Yeah, that worked instantly.
That's a wrap.
But now we have a problem where they're touching top to bottom.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, which I could fix on the tag by just being like MB equals, 2 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool, whatever. Looks good to me. Good enough for now.
Cool.
Yeah, all right. So I like this. Now, since we have so many that we want to remove, I guess we should focus on removing them first.
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's see. So tag close button takes like probably an on click or something like that.
Hmm. So
Do you
for
know?
this, yeah, I think it will. It's yeah, it'll take an on click. Um,
For the Oh, should we do that thing we did last time where we like export it to its own component that contains the mutation and does all that
yes,
fun
sir.
jazz? Let's do it.
That's
I'll
it.
follow you along for this. All right.
All right. So I'll just take this this tag here. For now, I'm just going to create a function here called um, what should we call it? Like contact tag. It'll take some props
Yeah.
and um, it will look something like this. We won't
Nice.
need a key. The only thing that we'll need is for this the contact name to come through, and what we can do here is just um,
We'll need the
take
ID
advantage
as
of
well,
shell
right? Yeah.
Well, not really. Like the way that it'll work is we'll say contact tag key equals contact ID up here,
Yes.
and then just say contact name. Oh, I see what you mean. For the mutation, we will.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's start with this,
Yep.
and next we'll need to import from Apollo core or Apollo client rather, GQL and use mutation
Yeah.
from Apollo client. And out here, we'll first create remove contact mutation. This will take, it'll be mutation called remove contact. It'll take an input variable called remove contact input, and it'll call the remove contact mutation. And we just pass our input variable to the input arg.
I
And
like
the
it.
only thing that we really need to get back from that is ID and listing ID. So the listing, this is important when we're updating our cache to
Yep.
know
Which
like which
listing?
listing ID to update, and maybe we'll just return from this like contact ID, or will it return?
We should
Ah,
probably
yeah,
return the ID, right?
right. But like listing ID is not like a column on the contact. This will be
Not.
something that we know because contacts can be
Oh,
members
right. It
of
could have
multiple listings.
many
Anyway,
listings.
we'll figure this out as we go
It
along.
would
But
actually be listing IDs. Oh no, because it's one specific. We're only removing from one, even though it could be
one,
on many.
yeah, and that's kind of the idea behind using
Oh,
the
wait a minute.
using an
Yeah.
input type rather than just providing the ID of the contact,
Mm-hmm.
because we need to we need to know which
Which
contact
listing?
to remove from which listing.
Yeah. Yeah. And then we need to know the same thing on the cache.
Yeah.
We already have that information though. Like, I'm not sure that that should be part of the. I mean, no, it makes sense to return it from the mutation. Disregard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we need to know which
Yeah.
contact was removed
Yeah.
here,
It's
and this
cleaner
is
that way.
yeah. I see what you mean. Like we could use the props that are
Right.
passed into this component to know
Right.
that, but the mutation still it's yeah,
Yep. I
it's
think
still
it's
good
better.
to return something. Um, see here we'll say remove contact, and we'll get the loading state. Um, mutation, pass in remove contact, and in here we could just pass in some variables, namely the input, which will take the ID of the contact that we're removing,
Mm-hmm.
and the listing ID that we're going to be removing it from. Now, this is where props come in. we could do something like props dot contact ID
ID. Yep.
or
And props dot
props dot
listing ID.
listing ID. The other thing that we could do is just say props dot input,
Yeah.
and then contact tag just gives us an input prop here because we already have the listing and we have the contact out on this level. We can say ID equals contact. ID
Touch
and
start.
listing ID equals listing.id. Something like that.
Yeah, I like it.
And then the last thing we need to do is, of course, set is loading on the button to loading state. I think tag close button should support that, but we'll find out pretty soon. And on click is going to be remove contact, like that. Okay.
I like it.
Now, with all of that being done, what we can do, it's not going to work because we don't have this mutation defined in our schema, but we can see that it is sending network requests if we click on the button, and that's pretty cool. The other thing to note is that now our spacing from using our stack is not working anymore. And there's a couple workarounds for this.
Yeah, that's right. We have to oh, go ahead.
Yeah, like well, I was just gonna say, like, I think what you're gonna say is that we need to like pass in, or not on that level, but spread in any props that are implicitly past this, like by the stack.
Yeah.
The other option would be to just wrap this whole thing in a box.
Works for me.
Like that. But really, like whatever style.
Yeah, let's wrap in a box. That's the easiest. I think that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, my other thing I was gonna say too is like contact tag could be a fragment, and we could just put it inside of the like the tag would be out here, but I don't like that because then you're using like tag child properties outside. You know what I mean? Like it would be too much separation.
Yeah. Like we could have this tag. That's actually really, I kind of like that idea, honestly.
I don't know. The one thing I don't like about it, though, is now you have a separation where you're saying, like, the outside parent is a tag and the child JSX elements are really related, tag label and tag close button. So to, like, pull tag out of here, that just seems weird because it's a very Chakra UI specific thing. Like, ideally, I would want to keep tag label, and tag close button together in the same component.
Okay, I see.
Right?
Yeah, that's
either way is fine, honestly.
I agree with the logic there for sure. Like the other thing that we could do is if like we could to help ease the naming thing, we could say like contact tag content or something like that.
You could.
Or tag body.
I would take that. Yeah, that's a good point. You could actually do that.
And because like this means that we are
it's a layer less of HTML too.
Yeah, exactly.
Does Box create a div automatically? I don't know.
It does, yeah.
So then, yeah.
And here we'll say contact tag body. And going back up to contact tag body, we'll just turn these parent component into a fragment.
Boom.
And let's see if it works.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Looks good. Okay, one thing I am curious to test though is if we just set is loading to true, nothing happens. Okay, good to know. What about is disabled? Can we somehow?
Oh, yeah.
Disabled works.
Disabled
works.
Maybe
we just go with that, huh?
Yeah.
We don't want to. We want to prevent the possibility of firing off two remove mutations like at the same time. We want one remove mutation to come back before sending another one for any particular item.
So here's the deal. we could do exactly what you said, and set is disabled. And this is also, now this is the problem with tag being outside of the parent as well, because what we could have done is as soon as like they click on button close, we're going to have control over that function. This could become a function instead of the direct mutation call. We could set the state that like it's being deleted and like do like an optimistic UI approach essentially. And as long as we don't get any errors back, then it's just gone. It's just gone forever. So it would actually be instant. You click close and we'd return null. It'd still be running our mutation in the background, but you get no
Oh,
UI.
wow.
Right? And then only if there's an error, we do like an alert and put it back on the screen for you. Right? It's like optimistic UI as opposed to, I think disabled is way simpler. Like it requires really nothing from us except you've already actually done it.
Mhm.
You know, whether or not it's loading.
Yeah, that's interesting. I had never even considered that. I've
Yeah,
never really built an app with optimistic UI, but that is a cool. That does sound like a really cool
yeah,
like way of interacting.
yeah. But the problem is that tag is now outside of this component, and so it wouldn't work because you'd
Hmm.
still have that purple background.
Right. Hmm.
So I say let's stick with this, but that's just for anyone out there who might be
Yeah.
tuning in. This is a good case where optimistic UI can really give you that like instant feedback, and then you only pop it back up and then give them a notification like if there's a network error. You'd be like, oh, something went wrong. We couldn't remove it. Please try again. But it's right there for you to try again. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
You know, now that I'm thinking about this, we can act, because we pulled tag out of the contact tag component.
Uh huh.
Right now,
Uh huh.
contact tag body is it just passes along the children that are passed to it. But really, like what we actually want to do here is just render a like a special close button.
Close button. Yeah.
So this can be like remove contact button.
Yeah. Yeah. It should
And
actually
now,
just be the button. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Now we're.
I
I
like
think
that.
that's a pretty good place for
Something
this.
seems to be broken though. Oh, props is not defined somewhere.
Is that so? Oh, right.
Oh, props dot children.
Contact name, and then I can make this button self-closing,
Ah, yeah. Look at that. Trimming
and
up that JSX like
there
a
we go.
barber.
Yes, sir. All right. So now we just need to add the actual mutation in our GraphQL schema, um, and then this feature will be all wrapped up. And I think that'll actually line up pretty well with our stream end time today. This will be kind of
Yeah, that's a good stopping
the
point.
uh, the last task that we cross off for today,
Let's do it.
and then we'll wrap it up. All
Yeah.
right.
All right. So what is it? What are we doing? That's right. Oh, remove a contact from a
Yeah,
listing.
let's do that.
Yeah. Okay. So we need a whole new mutation. Um, remove con. What did we call it?
Yep, remove contact is what we're calling it. I'm gonna go grab a bottle of water. One sec.
Cool. Yeah. Do your thing. Do my thing. Do my thing. Okay. Why are you broken? Because you're not returning anything? What did I do? Oh, right. Because it's an object and I need commas. Hello. All right. Yeah, so we're going to need this, and that's going to pass in um, tagged ID, listing ID from the args. And then we'll need the listing. So that would look something like this. And then we can do this because it means they're in the wrong listing. So we can copy that. So we could actually move this into its own function as well. And I'll talk to Trevor about that when he gets back, actually, because it's something that we keep repeating. All right, so let's see. So we're getting a listing, and dun, 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 dun. now we've got our listing. So then we would say listing, remove contact. And then I'm just going to guess and say ID would be equal to contact ID. And we would want to return this. I think this is how it would go. Oh, we don't want to return this because we're doing a special return.
Mm-hmm.
That would be listing.id, oops, and contact ID. As a matter of fact, I think I could just pass the same parameters right back that we pull in.
Yeah. Well, we have to think about what type are we returning? Like
I don't know.
Like if we define remove contact in our GraphQL schema, what does that look like?
Yeah,
And I
the
would
return
think
type?
that like
For me, the contact that is removed would be what comes back.
yeah. And I think that we can definitely do that. So remove contact returns a contact.
Yeah.
And so ID in that case is
because we don't have the contact itself right now. So we would have to go find it, right?
mm-hmm. Yeah. And so like up here, just like thinking about this, remove contact in the we can change this in the client, it's no big deal, but in the client we're currently sending an ID and a listing ID.
Oh, that's right.
So yeah, this will be the listing we find will be based on the listing ID, and if there's no list, if we can't find a listing that matches this, then return an error. And then if we do, we can say contact equals await contact find by PK ID.
Like it.
Also, we're
and then
going
when
to be
we
structuring this from the
Sorry.
input. So we can actually do something like this.
Oh, good call.
Destructure
Thank you.
input and then put input there.
Look at this.
Yeah.
You just came back and schooled me. And then when you remove contact, we should just be able to pass in the whole contact, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Like we do for add contact.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and now we just return contact. But that's not going to give us back that
so.
listing
Except
ID.
we're also going. You got it. So in this case, yeah, we'll want to return like
an object. Contact.
Yeah, we can try that. My suspicion is that because this is a SQLized instance, contact is also going to come with all of the other like parts of like all of the other functions that contact has and whatnot.
How come it does not though when we return contact out of the API?
Yeah, that's a good question.
What do they use like under the hood? Do they call contact.toString? Get JSON?
Something like that, potentially. Let's try this. Maybe this will just work. Maybe it's like smart enough to know. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, it's like when you like yeah, I don't know. Let's see what happens.
Let's do it. Yep.
YOLO. Okay, but our input is ID and listing ID. That's what we're sending.
Yeah.
Okay, so we need this. We need like a whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I believe that's what we called it.
Yep, that's it.
Would this just be a string or would it also be an ID?
Yeah, I've always been kind of like wishy-washy on that. I've been doing IDs for all IDs.
Okay, that makes the most sense to me. I just wasn't sure if like that was like you should only have one ID type.
Yeah, I know. I always wondered about that, but yeah, I wish I knew like the definitive answer. If anybody in chat knows the actual answer to that, or like can I have more than one ID in an input type or a type that matter?
Yeah.
And then the other thing that we're going to want it to do is on the contact type, we
Oh,
should
the
add an
listing.
optional listing
Listings.
ID.
Uh, uh. Oh, because
Because
otherwise, if we return a contact, listing ID won't work.
yeah,
Oof. Yeah. But a contact could also have listings in theory, like as a
yeah.
property. I don't think we should return contact. I think we should return a remove contact type.
Okay, let's do that. And the
Because
remove
I don't want
contact
to
type.
add, yeah, I just don't want to add listing ID to the contact type because it's not part of it, really.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, so
Let's
then we
keep
could
keep
say,
the keep the schema pure.
yeah, um, type uh, remove contact return. I'll just call it this. Extends. Can you do extends? What is it? If I want to extend from contact, what do I do?
I don't know if that. I don't know if that works.
There's a way. There's a freaking way, and I just. Oh, maybe I'm thinking of TypeScript actually.
I know that you
uh,
can say extend type whatever
yeah, but that's not the
and
same
add new
thing.
properties, but that actually what you do is extend type contact if you want to add new properties to that. But I don't know if you
Right.
can make another type based off of one. What I would do
Yeah.
here is just say contact equals is a contact,
Yep. And a
and
listing
then
ID.
yeah,
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Okay.
cool.
This is much better. That works. So now we could come back down here and make that fix. Remove. Oh,
Oh, sorry, are you following me?
yeah. Here, I turned it off. You're good now. I didn't realize until just now I was following you. Okay. All right. So I come down here and we're going to return. Now we don't spread it. We just return it.
Yep.
And now we're good. Okay. Should we try this? Should work. TM.
Uh,
Should
uh,
just work.
yeah, let's see. I think that'll do the
I'm going
trick
to do
for us.
tests.
Let's do it.
I did it. I got an error.
What's our error here?
I'm going to check right now. Right now. Whoa, function invocation failed object object.
Okay.
Let's go look at the logs. Status 400.
Okay. Try one more time now.
Try again.
We get another
Okay.
error, a different one.
Yeah, another error. Errors message. Cannot query ID of type remove contact.
So that has to do with the way that like the return value that we're still expecting in our
Oh,
remove
it's
contact button.
incorrect. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it worked, but the button is messed up.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we just
Yeah,
need to
yeah, yeah.
change this return value here to expect a contact with an ID rather than just a plain old ID. And then it should work. But we're not going to actually see the result of that change.
Because we got to update the cache. We need an update function.
You got it.
Do you want? What should we do that now before we? Might as well,
Yeah,
right? Because it's
let's
more
do that.
fun to watch it disappear.
It is. That's how you really know. So
Yeah.
an update function follows a signature like this, where you have
The cache.
a first argument is your cache. The second argument is the result of the mutation. So we can destructure the data attribute out of that because the update function only runs on completed mutations. So first we'll say what the actual query that we want to update is this get listings query.
Yep.
So we'll say const listings equals cache.read query, pass in the query get listings, and then we'll say cache.write query. We'll also write to the query get listings, but we'll just pass in some data here. We'll say listings is now equal to
listings.
Listings.map will map over each listing, and if listing.id is equal to data.listing
Listing
ID, this is
ID.
data.remove
Remove contact.
contact.listing ID, then we'll filter contacts. Otherwise, we just return the listing.
Yep.
As is.
Now we
Okay.
say listing dot.
Well, yeah, we'll do something like this. Listing, and on its contacts, we'll say listing contacts filter. So for each contact, we're going to filter these contacts based on if that contact ID is not equal to data.remove
contact.id. Love it.
Exactly.
Sweet.
Okay, so this looks like it might do the trick, but let's see exactly if that'll work.
And hey, it works.
No way.
Oh yeah, it's working. I am just ditching these.
Amazing.
That was awesome. So cool. This is a perfect wrap up spot, I feel like. Right? Yeah.
We did it, dude.
Yeah, we did.
We did it.
High five. Woo! Very cool. All right, yeah, so I'm going to go add a commit for this. Let's see. So we'll say add and remove contacts from listing, right? Seems legit. Cool. Boom. Committed. Pushed. Goodbye. Yeah, that's awesome. I'm trying to see. So
I'm just catching up on chat. John Chemiskey mentioned nothing will ever replace console log debugging. I totally agree. That is, there was a joke on my stream a while ago about console log oriented programming. You know, you've heard of object oriented programming before.
Yeah.
I'm more of a console log oriented programmer myself, which is also known as CLOP, console log oriented programming. Or if you want, you can just when there's console log oriented programming going on, we like to send horse emojis in the chat.
That's hilarious. Oh, clop. That's amazing. That is the best. That's so cool. Awesome. All right, so I guess a couple quick notes before we jump off. One thing that I feel like we should be talking about now all the time is GraphQL Summit Worldwide is coming up, y'all. It's at the end of the month. So yeah, July 30th and 31st, August 6th and 7th. It's like a couple talks, a couple panels, some breakout rooms and stuff, all spread out. I'm going to bookmark this too because I keep forgetting. All spread out over the course of 2 weeks. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be there, be hanging out. It'll be a great time. I hope to see you there. It's good to register. It's free. You'll be able to watch it actually here on Twitch. But it is free to register, so you should register because registering gets you into the Discord. And it's cool to watch the talks and stuff, but there's going to be a lot of conversation happening around them. That's probably where the breakout rooms are going to be and stuff like that now. So it makes sense to register to get that link. And then, So that is that. Upcoming streams, I'm trying to think. We got a couple good ones coming up other than the standards. We got Jerome Hardaway coming on, who is the founder of Bet2 Code. So it's a nonprofit organization aimed at helping veterans learn how to code and gain entry into the tech industry and get jobs. They use GraphQL, it's part of their training. So they're teaching GraphQL to their boot camps. They do cohorts, and they start at certain times and you go through. It's basically like a coding boot camp. So he's going to come on. We're going to talk about that. It's going to be pretty cool. Twitch is going to come on the stream, which is really cool. They're going to talk about some awesome things they're doing with like Apollo Client and the cache and stuff like that at Twitch. So Theo was in the chat before. I'm not sure if he's still around, but yeah, it's going to be amazing. We're going to have a couple of them on, and actually Ben, who's one of the maintainers of Apollo Client, is going to come on as well. So we're just going to kind of have like a whole group party there hanging out. Should be fun.
Very fun.
Yeah, very fun. And we got a lot of other ones lined up as well. You can always go check out the schedule. I'll drop the link in the chat because I believe it is go.apollo.dev, right? Is that what they are? Go.apollo.dev? What are the short URLs?
I don't know, dude.
I can never.
What short URL for which?
The events calendar.
Oh.
Well, what is the URL? I just need like that base URL that we use for short links. I want to say it's go.apollo.dev.
I think it is, yeah.
Let's see what happens. I think this is it. Yeah, it's just trying to do it. It's trying to add the calendar to a different calendar. That worked.
Oh, go.apollo.dev.
Yeah.
/calendar?
/events-calendar, and that will subscribe you to the Apollo calendar, and you'll be able to see all our streams.
I see.
Boom,
okay,
shakalaka. Cool. Yeah, so that's done.
That's really sweet. Okay.
Yeah. And then, so we've got some events coming up. A lot of cool stuff, y'all, so you definitely want to check it out. And then, one other thing. Contentful's coming on. We're going to look at building apps with React Apollo Client and Contentful CMS. So lots of cool stuff in the pipeline. You definitely want to stay tuned for that. And I think with that, that's like it, I mean.
Yeah, for sure.
Do we want to find Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to mention that one other thing regarding GraphQL Summit Worldwide, you mentioned the breakout rooms.
Yeah.
And important thing to mention about those is that we're looking to the community to have people step up and be hosts for some breakout rooms. So if there's a particular topic within the world of tech that you are particularly passionate about and you want to host a discussion with your fellow community members about, we're going to be looking to community members to serve as hosts for these things, and would love to have you. It's going to be a great opportunity to meet members of the community and show how much you love these topics.
For sure.
And it'll really take it's likely going to play out similar to a kind of casual conversation that you'd have on Twitch, for example, and just be able to go back and forth and talk about these topics. So if there is anything that if there's anything that comes to mind that you would be interested in hosting a room, keep that in mind. We're going to be posting a link to a form where you can sign up to be a host later this week, I'm guessing, or early next week. So be on the lookout for that on our Twitter.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I think that about wraps it up for me. That's all I got. I'm all out of updates. So I think we could either find someone to raid, or we could just call it a day.
Sure. I'm just going to take a quick look at the other web development streams out there, see if anything jumps out. DocuSign is actually they are streaming.
What are they streaming?
DocuSign API, getting started with the DocuSign platform.
That's kind of cool. Y'all want to check that out?
Right? Yeah.
I'm down for that.
Let me see if I can just start the raid myself. Let's try this.
Didn't we try this and it didn't work? I need to fix your permission.
I do not have permission.
You should.
Okay.
Though.
Well, it's
You're a moderator. I need to figure that out.
I'm a moderator. I has rights, but not
those rights. Yeah. All right. So what's the name? DocuSign? Just all lowercase?
Threw it in chat. Yeah.
Gotcha.
DocuSign API.
Gotcha. DocuSign API. Well, cool. I've now started the raid. You cannot raid this channel. How dare you, DocuSign? How
Oh,
dare you?
really?
You do not welcome my
Damn. All
raid?
right.
All
Well.
right, throwing shade on the raid.
All right. How about this? We're gonna raid instead. This is kind of like a talking, more of like a web development
Just
talking
chatting?
stream.
Cool.
Just chatting about maintaining healthy boundaries and prioritizing self care, which I think
Yes.
is
Yeah.
a great topic and something that people should care about. So I just
Absolutely.
threw the URL or the username in the chat there. Um, but yeah, that'll do it for us, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for everybody who came by and hung out with us today, and looking forward to the next one.
Yeah. See y'all later.
Bye bye.